Hey, Felicia Heward here. Listen, thank you so much for the DM, Craig, and reminding me about virtual candy. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about virtual candy. I'll tell you a story and then we'll go into a little bit more detail. So, long time ago, early in my career, I worked with a woman by the name of Kim, and we were on the employee relations team at a Fortune 100 company. She used to bring in a bucket of candy to all of her staff meetings, and anybody who had a moment of recognition for one of the team members would grab a piece of candy out of the bucket, would toss it over to the team member, and would give them that public recognition. And that stuck with me throughout my career. We're talking decades later. But recently, I would say within the last couple years, as I work with more and more teams that are remote first, I had kind of grappled with how do we provide that same feeling, right? That recognition, that gold star, that opportunity to show others on a team, hey, this is the behavior we want to see repeated. And so I came up with something called virtual candy. And again, thank you so much to one of my former software engineers, Craig, who DM'd me and said, hey, you should do a video on virtual candy and tell other people how awesome this is, because he absolutely loved receiving it and sharing it with their team. So how does virtual candy work? Basically, it is public recognition, whether that's via Slack, across an entire organization, right? If that's the way the person likes to be recognized. Remember, recognition has to be meaningful for the person, okay? It can also be virtual candy within a team. So it's a team meeting, might be something that you say. But really, the whole value of virtual candy is taking that moment to publicly recognize the behavior you saw in someone that you want to see not only them repeat, but you want others to recognize, hey, that's a positive influence on our team, on our culture, on our goals, right? That's the gold star moment. That is virtual candy. So I'll give you a real world example of one that I love doing with one of my teams. They're very Slack heavy, remote first. There is no HQ in this organization. That was very critical to the founder, right? Really wanted to make sure that we are recognizing our team when they're doing awesome things. So the norm that I established in this company culture as their fractional HR partner was to have weekly virtual candy. Okay, so every Wednesday in the morning, the team knows, hey, keep an eye, right, in our Slack channel that is for the whole organization, because you're going to see that virtual candy drop. And we literally use emojis of candy, or really fun videos of cartoon characters with candy raining on them. But we do that, right, to recognize people. Okay. And it's not just, hey, Sarah, here's a lollipop. Great job, this week. It's not that. It is true feedback, right? So it's not just, hey, Sarah, right? It's not just who it is. And it's not the candy. It's what Sarah did that was so incredibly impactful that you're taking a couple minutes out of your day to recognize her. Right? So make sure that your feedback, right, is meaningful. Make sure that it not just talks about who did it, but what they did, right? And how it was impactful. Okay. And then have fun with it, right? Put that virtual candy aspect on it and watch how, right, that encourages those behaviors in others in your organization. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you take a moment and send some virtual candy to me.